Jam-packed week. Got a bunch of guys injured. Lamar Jackson not practicing on Wednesday. CeeDee Lamb questionable for this week. Mike Evans working his way back to health. We've got a bunch of stuff to get to on today's program. We are, of course, going to do all of our waivers because why wouldn't we be doing our waivers here on this program? We're going to take our first look at survivor pools. We're going to draft some battle royales. We're going to draft probably a dog bowl. And really, we're just going to get a bunch of stuff done. We are going to get our heads on straight for week 6 in fantasy football. It's a kind of a make or break time, obviously, for a lot of our fantasy football teams. If you're 1-4 and you lose this week, it's probably Jover. I'm gonna be real with you. I'm also hoping that our underdog eliminator matchups will be live today, and we'll be able to see, are we winning a bunch of money this year? Are we not winning a bunch of money in the eliminator? Maybe they're already live right now. Let's take one little peek over at the eliminator. No, they're not. They're not live yet, but we will indeed check the old waiver with the eliminator streets later. But I guess let's go ahead and get started for fantasy football waiver wires right now. Checking in here. I'm in 3rd place in this league. Trying to see, I guess I probably should try and add a running back because I have Ray Davis and Chris Rodriguez not getting any points. I have Malik Neighbors, so I created a roster spot there. I don't really have a wide receiver 1 on this team. This is a best ball dynasty team over on the FFPC. I probably could use a Kamani Vidal. I could probably use a Hassan Haskins. I could probably use Bam Knight, whatever. Kendrick Bourne, I could definitely use. Torrey Horton, I could definitely use. Isaiah Bond, I could definitely use. I just need one reasonable skill position player to fill that slot. GM, everyone. GM. How we all doing? How is your Wednesday going? How are your guys' seasons going? Are we having a good season? Are we having a bad season? I could probably get away with the San Francisco defense this week. I have 937 fab dollars remaining. I'm going to do 128 on Vidal. I'm going to do 87 on Haskins. And on Kendrick Bourne, I'm just going to put like 33 because he probably, like Juwan Jennings, is probably going to play this week. So what's the point? All right, that should do it there. A much more important team. This is a high-stakes dynasty league that I own with one Mr. Michael Leone. I forgot to get you. This is honestly kind of on you guys because you guys did not tell me when we were doing waivers last week that I needed to bid on a defense. You guys saw me with the Green Bay defense on bye, and you didn't tell me. So that is a little bit unfortunate. We still don't have a quarterback on this team, although maybe we do now. Maybe potentially, no, I was going to say maybe Dylan Gabriel or Flacco is available, but that is very much not the case. So that sucks. I'm going to do a little bit of bidding on Vidal and Haskins. I'm probably going to bid on Vidal and Haskins on all of these teams. I do think it's reasonable to bid on Tonga. I think it's reasonable to bid on Barner. I think it's reasonable to bid on Hunter Long for $1 because I've got roster space now because I just put Malik Neighbors on the injured reserve. We might be able to start Will Shipley chasing as well. Also might need to just send a pick out for a quarterback, frankly. But yeah, I actually could use Vidal on this team. So we're going to do 222 for Vidal. We're going to do 105 for Haskins. I'm going to see if there's any other running back. Maybe Emmanuel Wilson, maybe Tyler Beatty. Ooh, Keaton Mitchell. I'm going to put Keaton Mitchell for $1 there. And then call that good. I need to select a. Do I need to select a drop player? I just put, I can't even. Do I drop Jerome Ford for any of these guys? Or Tyson Bagent, I guess. You did talk me out of a crazy Browning bid. Yeah, these dynasty teams probably don't need Helm, but some of the other teams are definitely going to need Gunnar Helm. So that's a good shout out to you, Mr. Sorensen. Let's go. Who am I going to drop? I am going to drop Jerome Ford. What is the point? What is the active point of Jerome Ford? I'd rather have. Ooh, we did get Michael Carter on this team. Okay. Maybe I don't need to spend 222 on Vidal then. Let's lower that back down. Let's lower that to 164 on Kamani Vidal. All right, lineup is set there. This is 3 clowns. This is the unbelievably good team with Leone and Drew. Where are we at in the standings right now? We are the 2 seed. We have 15 victory points behind only the 1 seed there. This week, our starting lineup is set, although it does feature Blake Corum. So that is not great. You know what? This team needs tight end points big time. So we're going to do Tongas, Barner, Long. We are going to do the aforementioned Gunnar Helm. He might already be owned in this league. Yeah, he is already owned in this league. I frankly am going to drop Terrence Ferguson. Drew Dinkmeyer might disagree with that. Snoop Huntley. Is Tyler Huntley still on the Ravens roster? He is technically the backup quarterback. I guess he's a sneaky $0 bid in Superflex. I don't hate that conceptually. Did feel like there were a lot of tight ends. It's so funny. I do that waiver wire video on Tuesdays for, just like regular 12-team home leagues. And the difference between the tight ends available is quite stunning. Tongas, Barner, Hunter Long, dropping Terrence Ferguson. I think we can do relatively light bids on these. We'll do like 15 on all of them. Brenton Strange on the IR. I think 112, 12% ish, 10 to 12% on Vidal and Haskins feels just about right. All right. Let's save that. Caleb Williams, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jonathan Taylor, Jamar Chase, DK Metcalf, Jalen Waddle, Kyle Pitts, Dontavian Wicks, Corum Carter. DeMercado is there on the bench as well. This team kind of got away from us a little bit. Not exactly what you would want. It's fine, but it's also not as good as it was looking when CeeDee Lamb was healthy. Not as good as it was looking when Malik Neighbors was healthy. I tell you that much. All right. Let's keep moving. We are going to move. So those are all dynasty teams. So I don't need to touch these teams because Steph does the waivers on these teams. Let's check the old FFPC pros versus Joes. We right now, we drafted this with the people in the Slappy Central Discord. We are doing pretty all right. We are about 30 points behind first place, 28 points. We have Josh Allen, Jared Goff. Oof. Hampton going down is bad news because we got nothing else at running back. Did have both. Igbuka is nice. We are going to get Rashi back. Got that Tyler Lockett touchdown last week. Man, could be better. Wow, 5-0 in the FFPC. Yes, if you play in the FFPC, by the way, it is all play week, so you don't even have an opponent this week. All right, here is a 4-1 team that is starting Chase Brown and Rashad White, 2 tight ends. Okay, number one thing we need to do, Arizona defense, not going to cut it this week. Washington defense, probably not great. Tennessee defense is pretty strong here. Dallas defense, honestly. I think I would rather start the Washington defense against the Bears than a defense against the Colts right now, though. The Colts just do not make enough mistakes. And we're gonna do pretty small bids on these though, because, well, actually, you know what? No, we'll go like 11 on each of these, and then we're gonna drop. Do I want to drop the Arizona defense, or do I want to drop Cedric Tillman? There you go. Easy cut for Tillman. What is the Cardinals' schedule like? Cardinals, after this, they play the Packers, then the Cowboys. Maybe, you know what? Let's just go ahead and drop the Arizona defense because they don't have a good startable spot coming up. Now we need to drop Cedric Tillman on this team. Should try and get 15 minutes with Steph on this show. She can't really discuss her article. Yeah, it's true. I'd love to have Steph if you're around. I would love to have you. I assume Steph is actually doing her job right now is the issue. All right, so dropping Cedric Tillman, Vidal, Haskins. That is really about it. We'll put Shipley chasing on there. Although Saquon Barkley got in a limited practice today. I'd rather have Wicks, obviously. Rather have Bourne. Parker Washington, no. Jalen Lane, no. Demario Douglas, Besh, kind of sneaky. Flournoy, not nothing. I think I'll put $1 on Ryan Flournoy. We've got Barner, Jatavian Sanders coming back this week. What was Tyler Higbee? I'd rather do Hunter Long probably there, because Hunter Long he's actually a very sneaky bid. All right. I should see if Keaton Mitchell is available in this one. Keaton Mitchell is not. All right, so let's do really on this one. I just need to avoid getting blanked. So we'll do 133, we'll do 112, we'll do 30, and then we'll do a bunch of let's go 12 on Barner, move him up, and a bunch of $1 bids should be good there. Do I want to do any other $1 bids on tight ends? Komet, no. What was Higbee's routes last week? Do we think that Higbee might be useful, honestly. Last week for the Los Angeles Footballing Rams, with which one of their tight ends got injured? I don't even remember which one got injured. Higbee himself got injured. All right, so in week 5 for the Rams, Davis Allen ran 46% of the routes, followed by okay, well, what was Higbee at before in the games that he played? 64% and 8%. Okay, well, probably actually not useful at all. So we can probably let that one go. Oh, there you go. Here's Mr. G Helm. So I actually am going to move Helm up behind Mr. Barner, and I'm going to do him for $12 as well. Michael Mayer, I'm going to move him up as well. Actually, I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him up. I wouldn't mind having Michael Mayer with Brock Bowers potentially out until the team's bye weeks. Boy, this is an FFPCS bid group. Juju's not useful. Jalen Lane's not useful. Chimere Dike is not useful. Are any of these guys sort by own? Leggett, maybe. Thielen, no. Pierce, no. Besh for $1. Tesla for $1. Yeah. All right. That should be a good grouping there. We're covered at quarterback. We're covered at running back. We're covered at wide receiver. We got JSN. We'll be getting Mr. Lamb back at some point. All right. This team, by the way, great situation. Currently the 3 seed can get to the 1 seed. It's actually behind in points. So this week is super extra, very important. Cannot drop an all play point here. All right. So we have at least 1 bye week to handle here. Justin Jefferson is out for some fucking reason. Can't really figure this out. We're going to have to drop Jaden Reed. So let's go create a global bid group, because there's no reason to have Jaden Reed. Ooh. Do I want... I guess we probably actually are just running Stafford back this week. This team has a bunch of terrible running back options. So the running backs on this team are Henry, Harvey, Ray Davis, Justice Hill, DJ Giddens, and Jared. So we actually do need Kamani Vidal. And I wonder if Tyrone Tracy got dropped in this league. Tracy probably got dropped in some leagues. All right, so Vidal, we're going to go up to 227 on Kamani Vidal. Wow, Calvin Ridley got dropped in this league. Okay. So we actually need to create 2 contingency bits. So we need to do a lot on Calvin Ridley. We're going to add in Torrey Horton. We are going to add in Jack Besh for $1. We are going to add in, interesting, Calvin Ridley got dropped in this league. You don't see stuff like that happen all that often. We're going to do Tongas. We're going to do Barner. We're going to do Jatavian Sanders. We're going to do Gunnar Helm. We're going to do Michael Mayer. We're going to do Hunter Long. Okay. We're going to move Mayer up. We're going to do Mayer to, because we really might start Mayer this week. So we're going to move him up to 27. We're going to drop Jaden Reed, and then our contingency drop is going to be Jalen Lane. And I'm going to, 333. Do you guys think that's enough on Calvin Ridley? Might need to go a smidgen higher, actually. Yeah, I'm going to go higher on Calvin Ridley. I'm going to go 432 on Calvin Ridley, 227 on Vidal. So then you save that bid group, and then you create a new bid group as a copy of that group. There you go. I just taught you guys something about the FFPC. So now if we don't get Ridley, we have a greater chance to get Vidal, but we're definitely going to be getting one of these $1 guys. Saints defense against the Patriots. We can keep that. We also, instead of doing that, we also could just drop De'Ami Brown as an additional drop if we don't want to drop the Saints defense. What is the Saints schedule coming up? Saints schedule, get the Patriots, the Bears, and the Buccaneers. Yeah, we'll probably just drop the Saints. Pittsburgh defense against Cleveland, the Raiders against Tennessee, the Chargers against Miami, Commanders against the Bears, Tampa Bay against San Francisco, dropping the New Orleans defense. We'll do 20, and then we'll do 7, 7, 7, and 1, dropping the Saints defense. So there you go. This team, as it stands right now, is, actually the 2 seed with 753 points, although it is 90 points behind first place. Would I trade Pearsall for Jameson Williams? I'd rather have Ricky Pearsall. I actually need to message the active chat for that one and say Calvin Ridley got dropped in, which team was this? This was Life of a Showgirl. Put in 433 is the bid. Do we go higher? So I'm guessing we actually probably come back and make that bid. Yeah, as Nick says, Ridley did literally just have 5 for 130. Someone is very likely to go higher there. Well, first off, let's swap with Shaheed, and let's just get Justin Jefferson out of this lineup. We'll put Romeo Dubs in for now. All right, let's go now to Blessed. So this is the co-owned team with Silva. I prefer, I think I go Chargers running back over Tracy. Maybe a hot take. My take is that the Showgirl album is not very good. So first off, this group of guys we have always titled our FFPC team names. Yeah, Coolers, you have my permission to go as high as you want on that one. I think we could go to like 600, 650 or whatever on that team. But the Showgirl album is not very good. It's like a 5 out of 10. We just have always named our team names on we've been doing this for I think 8 years, maybe 7 years. It might be 8 years that we've been doing these FFPC teams, and we just have always named our teams after Taylor Swift albums and songs. Now, this team did just lose Amari and Hampton, but it is starting. Oh, God, we got nothing at running back, man. We're starting fucking Ramondre. Well, actually, you know what? Harvey, I think, is good this week, is a big favorite. still have JMO. One more week until we get Rashee Rice back. We have how much left? We have $650 left. We're going to bid on Hunt for sure because we're going to bid on Vidal. We're going to bid on Haskins. We are going to bid on no one else at running back. This would be dropping who? I guess we're dropping Elijah Arroyo for these guys. We have we have Ferguson at tight end. So we're going to do Vidal first. We're going to do 133. We're going to do 88, and we're going to do 15 on Kareem Hunt. I think that's about right. Yeah, Haskins or Harvey. I got Harvey there. All right, Saquon, good to go. Yeah, so drop Will Shipley and AJ Dillon out of your bids this week. Okay. I think that should be set there. Now we need a group of tight ends dropping Chig, because what is the point of Chig Okonkwo? So we got Tongus, Barner, we got Hunter Long, we have Gunnar Helm, Jatavian Sanders, and we can just do this as like a really small bid. We can literally just do $1 bids on these guys. And our defense is Seattle, so we're actually probably just going to run that one back. They did not help us last week, but that's okay. Final team here, 3-2. Evermore is where in the standings? So this team is not great. It's really low on points, 634. So again, this team is really only able to get in on record. So we really got to win this week. Man, I do not want to start Jackson Dart on Thursday night against the Philadelphia Eagles particularly, but our running backs are good to go here. We have Tet, Adams, and Waddle at wide receiver. We're getting DJ Moore back this week. We do definitely need a tight end because we have Bowers. So let's go Tongus, Long, Helm, Barner. But the guy we really need is Mayer already owned in this league. No, Michael Mayer. So it's actually, I think Mayer I quite like when you have Bowers. So let's do $20 on Tongus, $20 on Mayer, and let's do $8 on these other guys. But let's put Barner at the top of the $8 list. Dang just traded Dalton Kincaid for Brock Bowers to the 0-5 manager. There you go. You love to see it. I got Woody, Brashard, and Torrey Horton as stashes. Oh my God. Thank you for reminding me about Taysom Hill, Sco. I would rather have Taysom Hill than Torrey Horton. I would have just gone through a bunch of teams without bidding on Mr. Taysom. So actually, let's move Taysom to 25 and move him to second in the bids. Actually, let's just move Taysom to the top. So there you go. Taysom dropping Tommy Tremble. This team also has, there we go. We'll do 28. Man, I don't know. I literally don't know how I just forgot. I guess, honestly, Taysom is not as good in tight end premium because he doesn't catch the ball a ton, but pretty important guy to add in fantasy football overall. And this team also has the Arizona defense. We could do Raiders, Washington, Tampa Bay, and Jacksonville, honestly. Dropping Arizona. And this team only is down to $400. So let's do 9, and then we'll go 1 on those other defenses. And maybe we start Brock Purdy, maybe we don't, but if not, we are going to be starting Jackson. Is there an obvious quarterback streamer for us to drop? No, there's not. There really isn't. So there you go. Those are FFPC waivers. Let's go knock out the NFFC. It looks like, did Nate and I lose this last week? Week 5, we won by 1 point. Nate and I won by 1 point. We are 4-1, but because of our points, although the record does matter, we're not that far behind. It's actually okay. So first off, let's go set our lineup. Gino or Purdy, Barkley and Cook, good to go. JSN, Tet, don't love the Godwin stuff. So we need to look closer. Ooh, we did get Michael Carter on waivers, and we have Jerome Ford as a drop, and Trey McBride is our tight end. So we actually do need to look at wide receiver on this team. How does that team have 476 and is 0-5? You would be surprised, man. People love to. Oh, I didn't check our defense in this league. The Lions against the Chiefs. Yeah, so we need to also add a defense. Man, I do have a tough time with the waivers. All right. Colts against Arizona. Yeah, that's pretty good. We are dropping the Lions defense. We are now going to do Jacksonville against Seattle. Buccaneers against the 49ers. Falcons, no. Panthers, no. Raiders, yes. And let's do... Don't want the Dolphins. Don't want the Bengals. We'll do Jags. And then we'll do Buccaneers. And that should be good. We'll do $6 on all of those teams. All right. Yeah, Patriots D is already owned a good bit, sadly, because their defensive scoring was pretty strong before then. Okay, we've got team defense covered. Now let's head to the wide receivers. Oh, man. This stuff is just gnarly. There's just nothing out here, dude. It's hard out here, fellas. I wish there was a different filter. It's harder to navigate for wide receiver ads. All right, Tesla is not going to be a starter. Flournoy maybe. Man, there is just nothing. Coker's not even available. I mean, Leggett maybe. What do you even do? I mean, Jalen Hyatt, what's the point? You're never starting Jalen Hyatt. Would you start the Eagles or the Rams defense? I would definitely do the Eagles because Jackson Dart is just like way more likely to take sacks and stuff. Ooh, there you go. Jalen Knoll. There we go. There's one. One measly wide receiver, and we'll drop Javonte Turpin for Jalen Knoll, and I'll put $33 in there for Jalen Knoll. Okay, that is team number 1 taken care of. This is the co-managed team with Soccer Dave. It is 4th in the league at 3-2. We have scored 740 fantasy points. So we are 42 points behind first place. Set our lineup here. Josh Allen, CMC, Jonathan Taylor, Chris Olave, Devonta Smith, Khalil Shakir, Harold Fannin. Shout out to the Fannin bet. We are waiting for Loveland to come back. We have no conceivable running back to start. Okay, so this team has some work to do. It does have the Bills defense. So the first thing we need to do is Kamani Vidal. We are going to drop who? I guess we drop Trey Harris. Is it even worth it? I guess Hollywood, honestly. And then we add on to there Hassan Haskins. We add on to there. Who else? Shipley chasing? No. ETN maybe. He did play a little bit. LaQuint Allen maybe, not really. Devin Neal for a buck maybe. Damian Pierce maybe. No, it really is. Would I drop Theo, Barner, or Andrews for Taysom? I'd drop Barner for Taysom. Oh, we are going to get to Survivor. Really interesting week for Survivor, actually. Depending on the contest that you were in, there's some good wrinkles there. All right, Vidal, Haskins, and ETN. Oh, we have no money left because I bid on Harold frickin' Fannin in this league. So we have like no money left. Huh. Do I want to drop someone else? What were Hollywood's routes like last week? They definitely were not very good. The Hollywood routes. Chiefs wide receiver in week 5. Hollywood ran 54% of the routes, 20% of the team's targets. I would rather have Dobbins the rest of the season than Jordan Mason because Aaron Jones is going to come back, right? I mean, that's going to happen. I don't think I can make these bids. We have $285 left. Vidal, Haskins, ETN. Do I drop Ray Davis? Do I drop God, Mike Evans is really putting us in, and Loveland too. I mean, we have Christian McCaffrey and Jonathan Taylor. We're not starting Vidal, and we're going to start Juwan Jennings this week. So I'm actually deleting these bids. And we're good at defense, so I'm actually not making any bids on this team. We have $285 left. We need to save it. Silver Bullet up to third place. Okay, this is a good question. What is J.K. Dobbins' advance rate? I bet it's pretty high. J.K. Dobbins' advance rate, if you go over to bbmdb.app, 22.3% for J.K. Dobbins. If I need a running back, would I take Nico and Scadaboo for Igbuka? Sure. Yeah, I would. I would take Nico Collins and Cam Scadaboo for Emeka Igbuka. I wouldn't feel that happy about it, but I would do it. I think it's middling. Okay. Final team here. Let's set our lineup. We are Fields, Scadaboo, Taylor. We have to replace Justin Jefferson this week. We can do it with Keon Coleman, Dontavian Wicks, or Luther Bird. Okay. So we actually have lots of wide receivers on this team. Michael Carter in our flex. So actually, waivers good. Would I take Breece Hall for Pickens? Sure. Nico is going to be top 10 in weekly wide receiver ranks almost always and still just feels bad. Yeah, I mean, his first read target share, we can pull up. All right, this will be the advanced data portion of the program. You guys can ask me any question you want about player usage and advanced data, but the Nico Collins advanced stuff is not very good. Thoughts on trading Tedderoy, McMillan, and Mason for Drake London? Sure, go for it. Okay. The first read target share. Well, first off, Garrett Wilson, way up there. Mr. Nico Collins, all the way down at 21st, below Devonta Smith, below Cortland Sutton, the same as Terry McLaurin. Really, really not ideal for one Mr. Nico Collins. And it's trending down too. He only had a 15% first read target share last week. I'm 0-5. What kind of haul should I look for when trading Christian McCaffrey? I would try and get Jackson Smith and Jigba. Although, if you are 0-5, what is the point of trading Christian McCaffrey? Like you're trading the number 6-ish, like you're trading a first round guy for what? I guess maybe you could try and trade McCaffrey for like Ashton Genty and Devontae Adams to get 2 sets of points in your lineup. But I would not be feeling that good about making that trade. If I had Christian McCaffrey. Also, it's hard. It feels like it's hard to be 0-5 with CMC. You must have been bitten by the Aaron Jones injury bug, or James Conner injury bug, or whoever. All right, yak per reception. Oh, I need to change the filter to for minimum targets. We'll do a qualifier minimum routes. We'll do 75, and we'll do minimum custom. We'll do minimum 20 targets. And then click apply, because I don't want Tutu Atwell popping up there. Yeah, I guess if you drafted Jameson Williams, Travis Hunter, T. Higgins, and Brock Bowers, you're right. You're right, brother. Tough stuff there. That can't be right, that DK Metcalf is averaging 13 yards after catch per reception. That cannot... Is that right? DK Metcalf on the year, 104 routes, only 130 air yards. He has generated 0.21 targets per route run. Wow. I mean, that is not great for DK Metcalf to be with Khalil Shakir, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta in terms of yak per reception. I'm not loving that for him. Yeah, 80 yak came from one play. Yeah. I don't know. I would be on the side of Metcalf being a set. Look at all these tight ends in yak per reception. All right. First read target share leaders: Garrett Wilson, Puka Nacua, JSN, Drake London, Jamar Chase, Neighbors, Rip, St. Brown. Feels like the first read target share for Justin Jefferson should be higher, frankly. He'd be number 1 in the NFL if I was his play caller. All right, missed tackles forced. How many guys would you have had to guess before you got to Jakobi Meyers as the wide receiver leader in missed tackles forced? I never, ever in a million years would have got to Jakobi Meyers as the leader in missed tackles. I wonder if that squares with the PFF data. I'm gonna absolutely guarantee it doesn't. There's got to be, where do we get missed tackles forced for wide receivers? Oh my God, it does. Wow. Jakobi Meyers and Deebo Samuel and Garrett Wilson, all with 9 missed tackles forced. Slight disagreement between maybe my minimums cut those guys out. Flop leg Jakobi Meyers week come. Hey, could be flop leg Jakobi Meyers week. Keep the Chief interested in advanced Travion data is not going to be good, but I will pull it up. So here is the advanced data on the Patriots backfield. Could be kind of interesting, the Patriots backfield, because my sense is that Trevion Henderson has been quite poor. So Gibson leads in yards per carry. No explosive runs yet for Trevion Henderson on 32 attempts. He's gotten 14% of the inside the 5 carries. He's forced 3 missed tackles, 10 missed tackles forced for Ramondre Stevenson. Yards after contact per attempt, he's last of the 3 running backs. He has gotten more of his rushes in a gap concept than a zone concept, which feels about right I mean, it's about what it's about right there. Basically Trevion Henderson has just been a bad NFL player up into this point. Doesn't mean that he is going to continue to be bad. But my thought on the situation the entire time was Antonio Gibson playing should be a canary in the coal mine because Antonio Gibson is like legitimately bad. Trevion Henderson, by the way, with a 7.3 pass blocking grade from PFF. I don't know if I've ever seen a 7. He's got to be dead last in the NFL. Do we think Trevion Henderson is dead last in the National Football League? He's got to be in pass blocking. We're about to find out. Trevion Henderson, the only two players worse than Trevion Henderson in pass blocking are Dylan Laube, who has only been asked to block 3 times, and Dameon Pierce, who's only been asked to block 6 times. Trevion Henderson has allowed a sack on one of his 13 snaps. He's allowed 2 hurries, and he's allowed 3 pressures while also getting a penalty. 3 penalties. 3 penalties. Yeah, very similar bet to 2024 Chase Brown. Well, except for the fact that Chase Brown actually did suck before. Yeah, he was supposed to be he was supposed to be a very good pass blocker. He has not been a very good pass blocker. I mean, honestly though, the thing is he is totally going to suck out here because of the injury. The team is really not going to have much of a choice because Gibson was handling here, if I zoom this filter out. So Gibson was handling none of the 2-minute drill and long down a distance. Henderson was actually getting some of that, but he was doing 24% of the team rushes and 10% of the backfield routes. That stuff is about to go all to our boy, Trevion Henderson. DG says, with no evidence, I suspect Trevion is one of the dumb guys who is allergic to learning the playbook. I got one of those tweets in my my For You page, and the For You page was saying this guy was at the game and he was saying Trevion Henderson had no idea where to line up. Multiple players were having to tell Trevion Henderson where to line up and all that stuff. So I don't think you're wrong. And I tend to agree with you. Yes, as Aaron says, pass blocking versus Northwestern and Purdue might be a little bit easier than NFL players. So let's here we go. Let's go NCAA run blocking. We'll do minimum block snaps 1. No, let's do more. Let's do 20% of 226 pass blocking. Trevion Henderson, not on the first page. Henderson, maybe he didn't have 20%. Oh, because this is 2025. 2024, 20% of the qualifying snaps. Maybe he was really good in college. I honestly don't remember. 20% of 406. Trevion Henderson as a pass blocker. Not on the top page. Henderson. Trevion Henderson was a 48.9 pass block. Let's just pull up his player stat page. Should be easier. All right. So Trevion Henderson got 49 reps in pass pro. He allowed 0 sacks, 0 hits, 3 hurries, 3 pressures. Strange that it's so low. Do I trade Kenneth Walker and Pickens for Nico, Trevion, Kraft, and Hunt? Sure. Yeah. I think that's fine. I mean, these are at least he has some real high level, against Oregon, Penn State, Notre Dame. He had really good pass blocking grades, then really bad against Texas. Yeah, seems okay. I think he will probably figure it out. All right. Now let's look at the Cowboys situation. Let's compare Javonte Williams to years past, because I think that is pretty interesting. Is Javonte Williams good again? I have not looked at any of this data, so we are about to find out together. Sit one of Tet, Pickens, London, or Igbuka. I mean, easy Tet. All right. So 2024, Javonte Williams is averaging 5.6 yards per carry. He has 5 rushing touchdowns, only a 5% explosive run rate. 77% of the rushes inside the 5. He's been stuffed 34% of the time. That's not great. 10 missed tackles forced, 3.6 yards after contact average. That's very good. He's been good in both zone and man concepts. So let's just compare him to the rest of the NFL. So let's go yards after contact average. Oh, I need to put my filters on, and we'll do qualifier. We'll do minimum 25 rushing attempts and minimum 25 yards. And that should be good. Yeah, Jaden Blue and Kamani Vidal are the same, except for Kamani Vidal went to Troy and Jaden Blue went to the University of Texas. Yeah, news to me that Blue had a carry as well, but he was up, he was active, he was playing last week. Okay. Wow, Rico Dowdle. Shout out to the boy Rico Dowdle. The top 2 running backs in the NFL missed tackles forced are Rico Dowdle and Javonte Williams and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. That's really something that Rico Dowdle and Javonte Williams are both number 1 in yards after contact per attempt. Missed tackles forced per attempt, Kendre Miller leads, followed by Ashton Genty. Rico is there in the top 10. So Javonte's still not doing the missed tackles forced. He's all the way down with Pacheco and Chase Brown and missed tackles forced per attempt. And I bet he's really low in explosion rush rate as well. Brees, JCM, Walker over 10%. Javonte is down with Ramondre. Although, wow, Devin Achane and James Cook very low in explosive run rate as well. Yeah, would have been very cool if the Chiefs gave Rico Dowdle $2 million instead of Elijah Mitchell. Will the Philadelphia offensive team meeting do anything? I mean, Barkley's going to run a lot, but the line stinks. Javonte's yards before contact average. Do they have that on? Yeah, here you go. Yards before contact per attempt. ETN, JCM. Javonte's are not going to be very good, I bet. Yeah, Javonte, 1.97 yards before contact per attempt. David Montgomery, Kendre Miller, Trevion Henderson. So his vision yards are not great. Yeah, many are calling Dallas versus Carolina a matchup of the league's best young running backs. So kind of interesting stuff on Javonte there. I mean, he just was so much better year over year. I want to look at how much better his PFF stuff is this year than it was last year, because I'm gonna bet it's like one of the most stark contrasts you've ever seen. So every run grade is above 67.8, 4.1 yards after contact average here, 13 missed tackles forced. His breakaway rate is 30.6%. So the 2024 Javonte Williams stats. Javonte Williams almost has more missed tackles forced right now than he did in all of last year. 2.4 yards after contact per attempt. So he's literally doubled his yards after contact per attempt. He already has the same amount of breakaway runs. He has 4 breakaway runs in 2024. Look at this, 2025. He already has the same amount of breakaway runs. He already has 4 for 137. Yeah. See, this is the thing with zero running back, because Javonte Williams will be undraftable next year, but he was a very good pick this year. It's just really fascinating how that works. I wonder where he ranks amongst all running backs. I bet pretty high. Who do we think has the highest PFF rushing grade? Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt and Najee Harris on his 15 rush attempts. Let's do minimum rush attempts, 20% of 93. Javonte, 4th highest graded PFF rusher. Yards after contact per attempt. Wow. RJ Harvey, JCM, Dowdle. Javonte still up there. Bijan, Hampton, and Genty, most missed tackles forced. 50, wow. Breece Hall, far and away number 1 in the NFL in breakaway runs. That's about what you'd expect. CMC leads in receiving grade. Honestly, it does. Bill does literally look incredible every time he runs the ball. Elusive grade, Kendre, Hampton, JCM. I mean, yeah, dude is just very, very good. You know, that's just how she goes. It's incredible. Kendre Miller at the top of elusive rating. I mean, I guess it is only on 4 receptions. Huh. Javonte Williams is good, boys. Who would have known? I never would have known. I wonder who leads all tight. I wonder what the the tight end data is looking like. I'm sure there's going to be some fun surprises here for the tight ends. Jake Ferguson leads all tight ends in utilization rate, followed by Trey McBride, followed by Waller, followed by Hunter Henry, followed by Juwan. I would have guessed Tyler Warren would be higher. Will Bill get 75% of the carries against Chicago? I mean, if you're not including quarterback carries, yeah, he's gonna get a lot of carries there. I mean, Bowers, it's so funny. We're so disappointed with Bowers, and he had 22% of the team's targets. That was 3rd amongst all tight ends, playing with that crazy knee brace. What a weird situation there. Got Pitts, by the way. Pitts 72 utilization rate over on Fantasy Life. That is the same. That's actually a little bit better than Travis Kelce. Ooh, I need to do a minimum targets filter here. We'll do minimum 36 routes. No, I can't have Charlie Collar and Noah Fant there. There you go. 67% of Dawson Knox's targets are coming on play action targets. We're gonna go up to 100. We're gonna go 101. There you go. So only real players here. It's true. Dalton Kincaid is having a legitimate breakout season while basically being in the same role. Yeah, Bill season is certainly here. So Theo Johnson is a better ad than I would have thought. The Theo Johnson numbers when I dug in this week were pretty good. I think he's a quite a good home league ad. He was not available in any of those. Cole Kmet, 33% of his targets coming on play action. Cade Otton, 88% of the routes, 9% of the targets. Hey, we're data mining just to see what there is to see, brother. David Njoku, 25%. What about, I wonder who leads. Let's just go to flex. I wonder who leads the entire NFL. We'll go to 50 routes. Devontae Adams. Now, Cedric Tillman was 67% of his team's end zone targets. George Pickens really high. Alec Pierce, 50%. Would not have guessed that. Yeah, please. Let's please get Mark Andrews and Baker Mayfield reunited. Don't we all want that? We do not want. We don't want Mark Andrews having to catch passes from Cooper Rush in the twilight of his career. Isn't this men only want one thing? And this is what they want. They want Baker Mayfield reunited with his great collegiate teammate, Mark Andrews. Is routes or targets a better stat moving forward, or a better indicator target? Honestly, I would say the better one is targets per route run. Targets per route run is going to be your most indicative because you're able to get some of the noise out of there. Like here, this is funny. Like, I'll bump the routes all the way up, and it'll be all the worst dudes in fantasy. I'll bump the routes up to like 130 and then sort by negative. So you've got Yoshi Voss, Brandon Cooks, Darius Slayton, Michael Wilson, Jalen Tolbert, Juju, Kayshon Boutte. Wow, JMO in between Kayshon Boutte and Jalen Naylor in terms of targets per route run. That is so dark for Jameson Williams, man. I thought it was going to happen on JMO. It really is not happening. It almost aggressively not happening for Jameson Williams, actually, in a way that is like he's quite worse than last year. Yeah, and DJ Moore right there as well. So you have DJ Moore for 15% targets per route run, Trey Tucker, Jerry Jeudy, T. Higgins, rip to T. Higgins. Who are some of these other guys? Wandale, I mean, 20% targets per route run. We're actually trending towards like being in good territory there. Paul, honestly, what happened to the take cast is I truly just do not have enough time in season. I'm hoping that things look a little bit different next year for me in terms of like my schedule, but like this year I just needed to get my head on straight and make sure that the fantasy football stuff was taken care of. And we will be in a better headspace next year with the take cast. So it'll be back in 2026. It's not dead. It's just on a little vacation. This was one of the funniest things I found looking at stats. We have a yeah, I wish we had an audio video of the Cincinnati Bengals wide receiver room when the Flacco news came down. Those dudes had to be so jazzed. They would have been so excited. Yes, yeah, the Takecast has gotten shout outs. Yeah, Dylan Laube came on the Takecast. Brian Hill came on the Takecast. Patrick Laird on the Takecast. It's a good show. I just it was not making any money is the issue. That's how she goes. Just not making any money. All right. This is just some of the funniest things to see is the guys who are literally out there all the time. You've got Garrett Wilson with all these crazy routes. Jacoby Myers out there all the time. You know, these are, well, Trey Tucker. How about that? That's kind of interesting. A 94% route share. Tet, Rome. A lot of guys with the 90% route guys are really good. I am really prioritizing Vidal over Haskins on waivers because Haskins is not going to score fantasy points over expectation. And if you can't score fantasy points over expectation, you are really at the discretion of what your coach decides you can do. And I don't know if the coaches are going to decide that he is all that good. Yeah, Jameson Williams is out there all the time. I do think we get a good Harvey week. I think I'm going to rank Harvey on patreon.com/Davis Maddock as a starter this week, like a top 25-ish running back option, a top 70-ish flex option for RJ Harvey. Mostly because I think Sean Payton will also give him some goal line work or some garbage time work. Yes, Joel Damon was also on the show. Would Sanders prefer? I mean, I would assume any player would rather start than not start. Yeah, man. The Baltimore Ravens. I wonder what are the Baltimore Ravens' future odds? Their odds have to be so bad to win anything. You gotta feel kind of bad for Lamar Jackson. Ooh, let's pull up Survivor after this. Oh, definitely Scatterboo over Harvey. Man, I wouldn't want to sit Travis Etienne, but I think I'm gonna rank JCM really, really high this week. Dude, Kamani Vidal is Hank Aaron's nephew, dude. It's true. Look it up. Baltimore is still favored to win the division. Is that true? Let's pull up the old futures. All right. Right now, the Baltimore Ravens are 16-1 to win the Super Bowl. The Baltimore Ravens are plus 110-ish to win their division. To make the playoffs, the Baltimore Ravens are minus 140. What about the Chiefs? Chiefs are minus 250, minus 205. Kind of interesting. That is really interesting. I would not bet that. I would bet the Steelers. Steelers are what to win the AFC North? Win division. Pittsburgh Steelers are plus 115. Yeah, I'd bet the Steelers. Baltimore, well, the Colts are also not going to win the AFC. Yeah, Steelers defense does look terrible. The Patriots, what are the Patriots win conference odds? The New England Patriots are roughly 22-1 to win the conference. It feels all right. Yeah, AFC North is going to be a really low, which I guess is going to keep the Ravens alive. All right, I need to look at the Survivor stuff because I think Survivor is fairly interesting this week. Expected eliminations 20% of the pool. So you've got Green Bay as the big favorite this week. I don't love taking Green Bay this week because they are such a good future value team. So they get Arizona, they get Pittsburgh, they get a home game against the Panthers. I know a lot of pools are double picks in week 9. And then what is the Slappy Survivor? I keep forgetting this. The Slappy Survivor is double picks, and I can't remember if it's week 11 or if it's week 13. There are 48 entrants left in this pool. The double picks start in week 13. So who do the Green Bay Packers have in week 13? They're at Detroit. So maybe I do just take Green Bay in the Slappy Survivor. Yeah, Flacco beating GB twice. The Browns' first round pick from the Jaguars are not looking that good. Well, a lot of time left. The Ravens obviously are in a horrible spot. The Rams, I think the Broncos seem quite good because the Jets just seem destined to be awful. And the Denver, you get a good spot with them home against the Giants. I don't think Denver home against the Cowboys is that good of a game. Home against the Raiders is okay, but they're not a double-digit favorite for the rest of the season. The Eagles obviously are a really good pick, but they get Giants at home. They get Chicago at home. They get the Raiders at home. I don't know. What is your guys' philosophy on like saving a team? I probably, you could argue I focus too much on saving a team. There's no reason to be scared of Green Bay. Although famous last words, I lost. Here you go. You can see some of my entries that got chunked out by Green Bay. There you go. Loss. What was I doing on this entry? Taking Minnesota against Atlanta. That was so bad. I think so right now what I'm deciding between, so I'm in a couple different pools. I think in the Splash Sports pool where we only have 48 left, I think I am probably going to take Green Bay. We've got, here you go. So last week, 38 people took the Cardinals, 34 people took the Rams, 22% of the people, 22 people and 16% got the Colts through, 16%, 21 got the Lions through. So has there ever been a week where over 50% of the pool, so 41% were on the Texans that week, and this was the double pick week. 47% on the Seahawks the week they won, 24% on the Cardinals week 1, 35% on the Broncos. Man, the Dolphins and Patriots in week 1. Yeah, it's very, very interesting stuff. GMG applied to my dream job with Underdog today, requesting run good vibes, debated making my cover letter. UD, rescue me, bro, from career-related drudgery. Tom C, I will be rooting for you. Cody won his pool last year and saved the best teams for the last weeks, waited on Kansas City, Baltimore, Philadelphia, Buffalo. I mean, that is very like that's obviously game theory optimal. Yeah. Yes, you are trying to win a $2.5 million contest with 2 picks from week 11 on. You got to do some saving. You can't just be like, all right, well, I'm taking the Bills, I'm taking the Chiefs, I'm taking the the Lions or whatever early on. Indy is beating Arizona by 40. I like that. I think I've used Indy in a fair amount of mine. It gets kind of confusing because I have so many. Yes, the Raiders are certainly the Raiders are like literally zero future value. They go at Kansas City, bye, home to Jacksonville, at Denver. I mean, is there even another spot you would conceivably take the Raiders for the rest of the year? Maybe home to the Browns. Maybe home to the Browns. You would take the Las Vegas Raiders. It's pretty thin, but you might do it. Could be a Patriots week. I don't know. Ask our correspondent Nick about that. The Patriots do get the Browns at home. The Patriots get the Jets twice, including once at home. They get the Giants at home. Pitt is the one I'm trying to get Sammy to take Pittsburgh. So I'm in a pool with Sammy Reed, who I do the Gilcast with on Sunday nights, and we do this one. We do this one together, and he is a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I'm trying to convince him to take the Steelers in this spot against Dylan Gabriel at home. The issue is their defense is so bad and the Browns defense is so good. It's gonna be really hard. Yeah, relying on Geno is frightening. How about relying on 47-year-old Aaron Rodgers? That also feels relatively frightening. If I had to rank them in terms of like game theory, and you didn't have any specifics of the team, you don't care, I would definitely say the Raiders are clearly the number one game theory team. Like I don't even think it's close. It's it's very similar to the Texans spot actually. No one wanted to take the Texans, and then the Texans just easily won that game. I think it's pretty similar. The Browns could be better. Wow, the Pittsburgh spread is up to 6.5. Yeah, jet lag for the Browns. So the Browns played in Europe last week and are now coming back. Yeah. Steelers feel good coming home from the bye at home. True. Pittsburgh against Miami. Yeah, so I need to look at the double pick weeks. Week 13. The thing is that so for playoff stuff, the way that Green Bay closes the year is actually not great. Green Bay in like the crazy money weeks, they are at Detroit, then home to Chicago is obviously good, but then at Denver, at Chicago, home to Baltimore, maybe a win or go home spot for the Ravens. Is this true? Is it true that it was a good? I don't know if picking Arizona was real. Was like I don't know. I don't know if it was that good because it's the Arizona Cardinals and you get what you get and you simply just can't throw a fit about it. You just can't do it. Raiders are good. Steelers are good. The Eagles for a 7.5 point home favorite or road favorite are just not going to get picked at all. You do also have to think of teams that will be trying to lose in the last 4 weeks. Very, very true. Yeah, I mean, DeMercado scores that touchdown. DeMercado scores that touchdown, or the Titans don't get that crazy interception fumble recovery touchdown. I can totally envision the headline: Joe Flacco beats the Packers twice within 1 month. Yeah, up 21-3, fumbles on the one. Then the interception fumble for a touchdown was crazy. More coming, but Brashard, Monday Night Football, and 99th in BR this week. GZ. Cowboys are interesting as well, obviously. I actually have already used the Cowboys in I believe my lone entry that's still here. I used the Cowboys already. Used the Cowboys week 2. Got Arizona out of the way, got Dallas out of the way, got Seattle out of the way. I did use 2 really good teams in week 4 though. So I didn't on this entry get Houston out of the way. I did lose Detroit and Buffalo. So I actually need to be conscious of that. About having I need to be a little bit more risk on this team actually because I lost the Lions and I lost the Bills, so that is not particularly great. No way Buffalo's losing. I don't even know, who does Buffalo play? Buffalo plays at Atlanta. It's just not a great, like, why would you use Buffalo this week when they get Carolina, they get Miami, they get Cincinnati, they get the Jet. I mean, why do Buffalo and Kansas City always play in the regular season? Yeah. Not using Houston is insane. I very much regret not going 100% Houston that week. Okay, I think for now, I'm gonna lock in the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have to. What's the other spot that I'd be using? Because I've already used the Lions. I've already used the Bills. I need to save the Packers. I even would like to save, or maybe the Raiders. Raiders are true. When would you ever take the Steelers? So maybe you would, honestly, maybe you take the Steelers next week. Maybe you would use you could theoretically use the Steelers next week, but you're not taking them against Indy. You're not taking you could save them home against Cincinnati. I don't know. It might be Pittsburgh. It might be, yeah, Rams obviously are super strong. The Rams get this home game against the Saints that just feels like an absolute layup. Yeah, Kyler didn't practice today, so there is something marginally interesting going on there. Okay. I am going to save the Pittsburgh Steelers against the Cleveland Browns right now. I don't know if it's that good, and I might change that, and we'll talk about that later, maybe on Thursday, maybe on Friday. But let's give that a save-a-rooney. And now let's go do a dog bowl. Let's get on over to the drafts tab. So we are back to 50K to first battle royale. I'm actually behind in drafting thus far, so I'm going to need to knock some more of these out today. But let's go and hop in a dog bowl qualifier. See, I haven't even set rankings for 12 mans yet, boys. I am way behind. The old DBQ, our own Brandel's candles with a qualifier. You simply do love to see it. Aaron says the Steelers are plus EV. Miles says, oh no, interdivision in a slugfest. So there you go. It's just impossible to say, man. Survivor is a tough game. You can't just take the layups. What are you guys thinking about for dog bowls this week? The scrolls are not scrolling. Let me tell you, the scrolls are quite thin this week because Lamar's not going to play. Kyler might not play. Purdy might not play. Lawrence actually does feel okay. But running back gets thin quick. It's like, okay, Jalen Warren, sure, but I would never click Chase Brown. Travion, there you go. You guys have my permission. You guys have my permission to click Trevion Henderson and BRs this week. You do not have my permission to click Hassan Haskins. My God, running back is bad. Wide receiver, obviously a little bit better. Golden is kind of interesting. Shaheed is very, very interesting. Travis Hunter, actually, speaking of Travis Hunter, we did the video on the channel today. Were we wrong about Travis Hunter? If you want to do me a favor, you can go watch that Travis Hunter video. Leave a comment down below and say, were we wrong about Travis Hunter? Let me know. So I thought it was pretty interesting to talk about. Finally entered my first touchdown for Dog Bowl entry last week. 6 picks for 58. Hit 5 of 6. Yeah, last week, what was it? It only required it was 22x, I believe, to win the Dog Bowl via pick'em entry, which is it's pretty fun. I like I very much like that concept. I think it's very cool. Obviously, our friends at Underdog are always doing very cool things. And if you guys want to join in, of course, promo code Davis over on Underdog. Darren Waller at 1.6, Rashad White at 1.05, Garrett Wilson and Jake Ferguson only a 22x. Really, couldn't really find more of a difference between what you needed in week 4 due to Christmas zone. Dude, the 129x, just absolutely insane. Yeah, Travis Hunter does. I mean, he looks incredible. The combination of downfield ball skills and like yak ability is frankly insane. You just do not get that from very many folks. I can't really think of hardly any other wide receivers that have that same ability. It's kind of maybe kind of Justin Jefferson-y. Like even someone like Nico Collins does not have the same yak ability. It's very possible that we might be too early. It's very, very possible that we could be too early. You're certainly right. Like he might just not be there as an NFL wide receiver yet. Maybe like Hayden and Josh were talking about this on the Underdog show. It's very possible that he just doesn't understand the playbook well enough, right? Liam Cohen's offense is pretty intricate. There's a lot that you have to know on every snap. There's a lot that you have to know on every play. There were multiple times in that Monday Night Football game against the Chiefs where Travis Hunter didn't know where he was supposed to be on offense. Well, yeah, so Eli Manning said he only did defensive practice in college, but then, of course, Deion Sanders came into the limelight and said, that ain't true. So I don't know. Thanks for making the call in to keep the ball out of Worthy's hands. I actually needed, I big time needed Xavier Worthy. I had Xavier Worthy on a bunch of Underdog pick'em entries, and my Underdog pick'em entries for Monday Night Football were smashing because I had all the Brashard Smith stuff right, and I had Travis Etienne lowers. So I actually very much needed Xavier Worthy, but I'm happy it worked out for you. It's the Big 12. He should only need a route signal before the snap. I mean, well, I don't think Lawrence, honestly, he played relatively mistake-free football, I thought. I thought Trevor Lawrence was very good in that Monday Night Football game. In 5 days, we can click Rashee Rice in drafts to get us points. Wow. Will he be on the main BR slate? That's the question. So the Chiefs this week play the Lions, and then they play the Raiders at home at noon. Wow, boys. All right. The week 7 BR slate, week 7 NFL schedule. Oh my goodness. Okay. So the main BR slate is not going to have Puka Nacua because the Jaguars are playing the London game. It'll have Eagles, Vikings, Patriots, Titans, Panthers, Jets, Dolphins, Browns, Saints, Bears, Raiders, Chiefs, Colts, Chargers, Giants, Broncos, Packers, Cards, Commies, Cowboys. Oh, it's so good. Well, the fumble wasn't really his fault, right? Fumble wasn't his fault. That's just football. Oh, we have a Rashee Rice hater in the chat. Boo this man. Boo. Tough scene, Jake. All right, boys, hop in this dog bowl so we can fill it. And I can find out. Man, who am I scrolling for? A wide receiver. Wicks is a sick scroll. Again, I mean, anyone is a good scroll against Cincinnati. That's probably about as far as I'd go, though. Torrey Horton. I know Twan is in for Torrey Horton. Jordan Whittington with an ADP in 12 mans. Kayshon Boutte, not for me. Downs, not for me. Tolbert, not for me. Judy, maybe. What's Harold Fannon's ADP? Harold the Fannin Plannin has an average draft position of tight end 15. Oh. No, come on. The interception on the 25 was not a blatant pass interference. It was a the offense tried to run a pick play, and while running a pick play, the wide receiver got pick played by the defensive back. The defensive back was not even looking at him. Jags and Colts with over under. Jags and Colts win over under preseason was 7.5. Seems like 80% of the talks. And yeah, well, honestly, a lot of people like really don't believe in what the Jaguars are doing. I might be one of them. Honestly, the call might be coming from inside the house on that one. All right, everyone thinks it's PI. Everyone said it's PI. Again, I don't care. I'm not one of these. I'm not one of the, like, first off, the Chiefs always get the favorable whistle for the same reason Michael Jordan and LeBron James and Kobe Bryant always get the favorable whistle. This is a disgusting 2v2 to ask about. Which side do you prefer rest of the season? Golden and Burchard or Jameson and Pollard? Ugh. Probably Jameson and Pollard is very close. Why would he not come back into the same usage? I can't come up with any real reason why he would not come back into good usage. Favorable whistle is 13 to 110 for 4 to 25. I honestly have no idea what these numbers are indicating. I'd be pretty surprised if the whistle was that blatant for the Chiefs in that game. Didn't they get called for like multiple pass interference penalties? I don't know. Let's go find out. Let's pull up the box score. Where do you get penalty yardage here? Recap, Gamecast. Where can I get? Oh, here you go. Team stats. Where do I get? Where's penalty data? Do I have to go to Pro Football Reference to do it? No, Casey also did not get robbed either. It would be insane to say that the Chiefs got robbed. That was just a very normal game. Yeah, no, you cannot cry about referees. Really crying about referees in football is a bit silly. Well, here we go. First downs from penalties. The Jaguars got 4. There you go. 13 for 109, 4 for 25. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sure the Chiefs probably committed a lot of fouls. Like the Chiefs played a very sloppy game, but also they're kind of so good that it doesn't matter, which is kind of funny. The reason they lost that game is because their head coach loves to punt. Here you go. I'll show you guys when the Kansas City Chiefs lost the game. right here. Matt Ariza punts 32 yards to the Jacksonville 14 from the Jacksonville 46. What's the point, dude? What is the point? Insane decision making. All right, give me Joshua Jacobs. I mean, JSN maybe is a slightly better click, but Jacobs is our 3-touchdown candidate this week. Oh, Taekwon is absolutely going to be part of what the Chiefs are doing. Taekwon is like the best possible version of Marquez Valdes-Scantling or Justin Watson or whatever. Well, I would feel really good about picking up Colston Loveland, but he also is still hurt. Oh yeah. Well, people are just going to complain about the Chiefs, Aaron. That's just what they do. They definitely will have the option to punt against Detroit. They shouldn't, but they still probably will. Start Worthy or Waddle or Dowden and Dobbins. Worthy and Dowdle would be who I'd want to start there. Yeah, I mean, Chris Jones was never catching Trevor Lawrence on that play. I am not mad. Me personally, I'm not angry at Chris Jones. He's paid. It is what it is. Yeah, Luther Burden is a good waiver wire ad. I would be if Luther Burden was available in any of my leagues, I would be bidding big time on him. I think we see Mr. Burden get unleashed for the Chicago Bears this week. I'd be quite surprised. Like, if he runs fewer routes than Olamide Zaccheaus this week, I would be surprised. Surprised and disappointed. I'm 3-2, and next week have Kittle coming back off IR and Jake Ferguson. Is George Kittle coming back off IR? I hadn't heard anything. My Monday night result, Casey Fears increased ADOT and passing lead. No, they're too good. And Mahomes is clearly having fun. That's the crazy thing about the Chiefs right now, is they're just like actually having a ton of fun playing football, which is new for them. Man, running back turtles up quick. Gosh, this is bad. I wish Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt was on the main slate. You know what? I kind of want to take one of the tight ends here. I'm not going to, but I kind of want to. I'm going to select, you know what? I'm going to take the aforementioned Travis Etienne Jr. Oh, I bet you could get a first in a lot of leagues for Jake Ferguson right now. Thoughts on DeMercado? I am so stunned that DeMercado did not get cut. What a soft, namby-pamby world that we are in now. Yes, I'm for sure stashing Burden over Miller and Spears. We'll do a PTP after this. Already got a first for ETN. Honestly, the Gannon fine is literally utter woke nonsense. And I am normally a big fan of utter woke nonsense. I mean, you guys know me. I am no staunch right-wing guy, but Gannon getting fined for that is literally utter woke nonsense. Yeah. Not only did DeMercado not get cut, but he didn't even get fined. Well, DeMercado makes like no money, so he should not be fined, but okay. Let's do, I kind of want to take Jake Ferguson. No, we're going to do man, what are we going to do? This sucks. Wide receiver is horrible. All right, let's take Michael Pittman Jr. actually. And then God, am I even going to be able to get dimes? I might not. Dimes might not get all the way back to me. Yeah, take DeMercado unders. I can't even wrap my head around the mentality of that drop the ball at the goal line stuff. Well, you ever met of you ever heard of Deshaun Jackson? Deshaun Jackson was like the most never run into the end zone straight guy. Bam Knight or Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, I guess Bam Knight. Bam Knight could score a touchdown this week. Scored a touchdown last week. Bam Knight, more fantasy points last week than Derrick Henry. How about it? Ooh, boys. I have some big news for you. Brand new. Swolecast Second Chance TD Survivor is live. Bang, bang. I would encourage you to enter that right now. In fact, I'm going to enter it right now. So make sure that you guys get in this. I'm going to enter this contest. I'm going to enter it. Oh, no, I'm going to enter it 7 times. I'm going to put the link in the description of this video as well. Yeah, boys, sign up for the new Second Chance TD Survivor. Link is in the description. Links in the chat. Let's fucking go. Just traded AJ Brown for Rashee Rice. Nick, you are absolutely cooking, brother. I love to see the Tet offensive. They're saying I need my timeline to stop with the Tet is dominating. Well, he is. What do you want? What do you want Tet to do, man? Tet is playing about as good as he could. I guess he just hasn't scored a touchdown yet, and he hasn't been great with Yak. Easy to lose multiple entries of Second Chance Survivor on site credits. Hey, no site credits on Splash Sports. That's straight up. Well, actually, most of that money I had a good week in one of the tiers contests. Yeah, Tet. I mean, I'm not telling you that you're wrong that Tet has kind of been a silent killer, but the touchdowns will come. I mean, Goddard over Mason Taylor for me. I'm not disagreeing that Tet has been a fantasy silence killer, but Kobe Goat 24-24 just took Jake Ferguson and Darren Waller. Unbelievable. But yeah, if Tet gets to 8 touchdowns or 7 touchdowns, he's gonna absolutely jam. He's been as an actual player, he has been very good. All right, we're gonna take dimes. I do kind of like Hunter Henry. I actually really like David Njoku, but I also like Fannin as well. Tet he is literally the anti-Nick Westbrook-Akeen. Contending team, but have a young core. Got offered Rashee and a first. Ooh, that's quite hard. Daniel Jones, Jacobs, ETN, Pittman. Man, contending team, but have a young core. I think Igbuka is playing so well right now. You might be able to get a little something on top of that, but I think the Rashee 26 first side is definitely better. If you've even conceived of the Fannin bet, it turns out that by the way, the citing Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt as a reason to not draft Derrick Henry Turns out Crane had good foresight on that one. I would have no interest in owning Terry McLaurin in fantasy football, so I would be happy to trade McLaurin away for ETN. Terry McLaurin got sent to the Shadow Realm by the existence of one Mr. Deebo Samuel. Deebo's just a lot better than he is, really, at the end of the day. All right, second wide receiver here. I'm thinking, ooh, what am I thinking? I kind of like Golden, but I don't know if I want to double up on Packers. I kind of like Hunter, but I don't want to double up on Jaguars. Is Shaheed available? Nope, Shaheed is not available. Golden, Hunter, Wicks, Iomanner, Bond. Man, tough slate. Tough slate. Yeah, you know what? Believe in something, Davis. Believe in something. Travis Hunter. Is Scary Terry the Washington equivalent of Shaheed? Nah, different style players. San Francisco probably wishes they had Deebo pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have taken Hunter there. So running back and wide receiver, both pretty shallow this week. Kind of interesting in these 12 mans. It's like what do you do? Would I trade David Montgomery and Michael Carter for ETN and JCM? Definitely. Yes, I would. I'm surprised any fantasy manager on earth is allowing you to get Ja'Cory Krosky merit from them. Is Travis Hunter's floor 0? Yeah, I mean he could definitely. I don't know if he's gotten 0 points in a game yet, but he definitely could. There is no courage without fear, Lestoic. You're right. Travis Hunter is definitely the type of guy where you want to be early rather than late, because by the time, if Travis Hunter has a 6 for 110 in one game, he is going to be giga chalk for every remaining slate of games. He'll never be unowned again. Yeah, JCM is pure stonks. Most players' floors, well, I mean, like Chris Olave's floor is not 0. Jake Tongas with an ADP, by the way. Don't you guys love learning names during fantasy football season? Jacobs, ETN, Pittman, Daniel Jones, Travis Hunter. We're about to fucking slap this shit so hard. Dude, the fan and bet. The fan and bet, dude. Yeah. I tell you what, I normally don't scroll that far for wide receivers in main BR. I'm gonna make sure to have some golden this week. In the main BR. No 0 ifs, ands, or buts about that. That's for sure. No Cooper Kupp for me. I am not a believer. Doesn't mean I'm right, but not going to be a big part of my plans. Maybe it should be. Maybe I should be more of a Cooper Kupp bro. God, dude, Harold Fannin is scoring 27 fantasy. Harold Fannin's going to score twice this week. Need to go take a look in the Pick'em lobby. They're still doing Boost Over, but it's not the unlimited 30% boost anymore. How sick was the unlimited 30% boost? Bring me back to Boost Over, bro. Bring me back to Boost Over. GM, who Hames? How we doing? It's true. It's true. We love Torrey Horton. Yes. I hope this is true. I hope that not winning their last 2 games before the bye, Green Bay, is not going to be gentlemanly. I haven't even looked. Maybe I do. Maybe I do have an unlimited 30%. I did a Love Jacobs Craft and ran back with T. Higgins. I do think you want to focus more on the overstacking stuff and the 12-mans. That could be wrong. I got no idea on cash this week. Haven't even looked. This is our first one. This is a dog bowl. I am gonna take the fan and bet. This is such an enlightened, slappy team. Daniel Jones, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, Michael Pittman Jr., Travis Hunter, and Harold Fannin Jr. All right. First little run through the dog bowl there. No. Incorrect. That was not Golden's fault. That was absolutely Jordan Love's fault. All right. Did I get another 30% boost? I've got one left. I've got an NBA boost. I've got a baseball boost. I've got a soccer boost. I didn't even know. I guess there's international games happening. Yes, nice little 4-1 victory last night for the Colorado Avalanche. No, enlightened slappy is like anyone but Chase Brown, Brian. Chase Brown is over, bro. It's over. Yeah, the Cowboys game is where he stole the Wicks deep ball. Yeah. Okay. I told Michael that I was going to do a PTP. So let's get ourselves a little bit of PTP action. Where is it? Here we go. Primetime Palooza, 3 games. So it's the London game. So we've got Philadelphia, New York. So you've got Denver and Giants. Ooh, and Detroit and Kansas City. Wow. Do they? All right. I think not everyone has this. I have one boost over that I can use. Yeah, so I only have one that I can use. Who Hames? It's just not unlimited. Thoughts on trading Tet and Dobbins for Ginty? Smash. Run. Do it before the other person realizes what they're doing. Gibbs. Wow, what a fucking slate. This is I normally don't go too hard on the PTP. I actually like the do you guys like the 3-game or the 2-game PTPs better? Yeah, it's unlimited is now gone, and now it's just you get 1 per day, I think, is the way it goes. Prime time Palooza. So we've got Dart and Knicks go undrafted a good bit. You've got Brashard, Tracy going undrafted, Harvey going undrafted, Pacheco going undrafted. You've got Troy Franklin, who's not 100% owned. You've got Tesla. You've got Hyatt. What a crazy PTP. Theo Johnson doesn't even get drafted 100% of the time. Wow, we are locked in to some PTP. Yeah, I mean that you get more of the combos covered. Yes, three games you can just get rinsed. Three game slate you can get giga rinsed because you could just not even come close to having the right combo. But you also are going to be way less likely to get a dupe at the top. Barkley off the injury report. Yeah, Theo is an absolute dunk. Theo, I would say right now, favorite picks of the PTP are Theo, Franklin, Tracy. Like, honestly, Tracy should probably be going ahead of David Montgomery. Tracy started the game on Sunday Night Football against the Chiefs. You guys remember that? People probably have already forgotten that. Easily Garrett Wilson. Garrett Wilson over Sutton. Sorry, bro. All due respect to PS2. I'm taking Garrett Wilson. Ooh, Scattaboo I think is kind of fake value here. Let's do my boy. Let's do my boy Xavier Worthy. Yes, Worthy is a 3rd round pick in the PTP all day. That's all day, baby. It's true. Mr. Scattaboo is built different. Man, is Travis Kelce like a 5th round pick? Yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy, bro. Surprise Patrick Barnes YouTube isn't bum hunting me. It's good Mason Taylor week as well. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. Patrick Mahomes. Wow, did I already win the PTP? Are these already, you guys, are we ready for these? Are we ready for these to be done being drafted? I mean, this is crazy. And the question is, do I take Mason Taylor or do I take, oh God, this is just, they're making it too easy, bro. RJ Harvey. My God, man. All right, you guys don't have to draft any more of these. It's over. It's over. I don't want Kelce. I said Theo Johnson was the best. Okay, well, Michael took him. I said Theo Johnson was the best pick at tight end. I'm telling you guys, you got to think outside of the box. I'm on my full John Warner shit here. I'm on my full John Warner shit. We are dipping, diving, ducking, dodging. We're scrolling every which way possible. And now, do I want to take? I guess I'm just gonna take Goddard. Harvey's enough of a scroll. No, dude, it's Mason Taylor season. If you win this PTP, buy the lads some canned Gatorade. Deal. We can do that. All right, let's go do a couple main BRs. I've literally only done one main BR. It's crazy, dude. Normally I've got like 30 done by now. I just was not. Yesterday was one of those days, man. I was just cooked. It was cookaroonski for me. It was bedtime. I went to sleep super early. Probably no third quarters. I don't know. I like the BR so much better. I don't think there's anything wrong with grinding them, and there's no content for it, so it's probably pretty good. But I do just prefer main BR. Puka, in my mind, I think Puka is the right 101. Lamar, I would only take in the 6th round. Chuba, I wouldn't take it all. So I guess I'd rank them Lamb, Lamar, Chuba. You also are just getting a much greater reward when Lamar plays or when Lamb plays. Like if Lamb plays, he would be the wide receiver 3 of this slate. And Lamar would be, I guess he would be the top quarterback, but it's also quarterback and they have a harder time separating. And then Chuba, you're getting like no reward. Chuba would be going like where Ken Walker goes. Like it's just, I don't think it's as much of a point. I also think Lamar is not going to play. Lamb, I do think is worth taking. Because you could just end up swapping to Brian Thomas Jr. or Keenan Allen or Matthew Golden or whoever. All right. Patrick Barnes YouTube is up there. You know what? I like JSN a smidgen more than I like. The drop off at wide receiver is so massive. I think St. Brown, Puka, and JSN, when they're on main BRs, you just got to be like, these are the guys. My opinion on the matter. JSN, and then Judkins 150 and 2 touchdowns is coming against Pittsburgh. I do like the Judkins. They're not on the main slate, are they? Oh, they are. Running back 8, Quinshon Judkins. See, but now I'm going to at worst get Kyron Williams. Like, what 2v2 do you like better? George Pickens and Jacobs, or George Pickens and Jacobs, or JSN and Jeanty? I mean, I know which one I like. Albeit Packers Bengals on Sunday. Can't wait to watch Flacco face the Packers. Yeah, well, it was so fun last time, bro. Bang, Devin A-Chain, and we got 2 first rounders here now. We got A-Chain and JSN. This we're already in don't drop the baby territory. I'm kind of wow. Did you ever think that Javonte Williams would go at 1.7 in a BR this year? I bet you didn't. I bet you never thought that we'd see the I can't believe this Javonte Williams shit. I really wish I could. He might be my answer of going back in time and knowing the stat line of one player. Oh, Javonte, he's definitely earned it. Javonte has certainly been, and there's just no arguing about what he's done on the field this year. The guy's been unbelievable. He's a good football player. All right, JSN A-Chain. Some teams are going to get like 3rd round Jeanty this week, and those teams are going to be really hard to beat. Do I want to scroll? Do I want to take McBride? I think I like Tyler Warren more than McBride. Hot take. Does Underdog release data on pick percentages, like how much more frequently to take? Not publicly to my knowledge. Somehow have 4 JSN A-Chain starts in BR. My white whale is JSN Jacobs. How many have you done already? Doesn't Gritty have a bunch of Javonte? I assumed that. Just in a room with Pete. He was 5 spot JSN Jeanty McBride. Well, good day for him. Good day to be Peter Overzet. What's my guess on how often people go over or under? No one on Underdog has ever once clicked a lower. We're going to do Rashad White. Yeah, no one, like, I would guess 85 main BRs, or are you doing like Wildcats and stuff too? Yeah, my guess is hires are 95% of the action on Underdog or something like that. Maybe 75%. No one ever clicks lowers, dude. There's no point. You just want to watch the game. I'm taking AJ Brown lowers because he's given up. So Garrick, do you just like to draft before projections come out? Is that the deal? As much like is your strategy like, I'm gonna know what the ADP movement is gonna be, so I'm just gonna have as many good combos that are not going to be possible once the ETR projections come out? I like that strategy. Honestly, for me, it's just a time thing. Like I try and get like 50 done by Thursday. I'm not going to get there this week. Yeah, exactly. I just end up being, I regularly do not have enough time. Like the last 2 weeks, I've finished up like late on Saturday. All right, I'm going to take, so CD already got taken in this one by old Patty Barnes YouTube. So I'm going to take Daniel Jones here because I'd be more tilted to lose my quarterback. So I'm going to take Daniel Jones, and then I can just get whatever wide receiver I want here in the end. I'm hip, very hip to Amari DiMercato lowers. So what do I want to do? So I've got basically 100% drafted team up into this point. I could do Marv for the bring back. I do like Golden. I do like Pearsall Q tag. Godwin's pretty good. Freaking Jacoby Myers. I'm not going to take any Jacoby Myers now because when projections come out, I know I'm going to be bullied into taking more of him. Pearsall Q tag is maybe the answer. Keenan, Ladd is bad. Yeah, we're gonna do Matthew Golden. There you go. First team: Daniel Jones, Devin Achane, Rashad White, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Matthew Golden, Tyler Warren. I believe Texas is still favored. The Mateer stuff is very much still up in the air. Daniel Jones, Devin Achane, Rashad White, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Matthew Golden, Tyler Warren. Bada bing, bada boom. Let's do another one. Nice little stream here on a Wednesday afternoon. Nothing too serious, you know. Just the vibes. Hanging out. Clicked lower. Ooh, clicked the lower on Kareem Hunt rushing plus receiving touchdown, and I'm pretty sure he gave me the finger after. It's a tough spot to be in. He's like way high up in the NFL in terms of carries inside the 5-yard line. Pretty tough. Okay. No, finally got rid of Patrick Barnes' YouTube. Although I think P Punch is Peanut Punch, who has he might have like the top team in BBM right now. One of them. So he's a grinder. P Punch has the number 2 team in BBM right now. Drake May, Justin Herbert, CJ Stroud, Bijan, JT Jacobs, Sutton, Samuel, Diggs, Igbuka, Shaheed, QJ, Knoll, Alec Pierce, Hunter Henry, Dalton Schultz, and Juwan Johnson. I remembered that from yesterday. Shout out to P Punch. Just got Gene T in the 3rd and the Wildcat. Well, the Wildcat is crazy. People really do disregard the average draft positions in the Wildcat. Probably as they should. But it is just funny how people are like, this shit costs $3. Puka Nacua at 3. GZ, shout out to me. Yeah, I need to do. I like to try and get about 50 done in the Wildcat. It's just a nicer field size, if you will. All right. The question, I think an interesting question this week is, without Josh Allen, with Lamar probably not playing, with no Jalen Hurts, I think Stafford is more clickable than he normally would be. The issue is he's now 100% drafted. The big benefit in the past with Stafford has been he's not 100% drafted. So maybe I like a sneaky little bit of Wicks too, by the way. Hot, very, very potentially hot take there. So let's get Puka A-Chain. No, Colt is not going to let me. All right. I have Gene T over Kyron Williams anyway, but definitely Gene T over Kyron Williams when you've got a Puka team. May Diggs is real chalky this week, though. So May is pretty drafted. And Stephon Diggs. Diggs will be 99% drafted or something like that. I don't like the concept of May Diggs being quite that owned. I do really like the concept of selecting Quinshon Judkins if Hybrid Dad doesn't do it. And then there are plenty of scroll options at tight end. Yeah, I'm going to take Quinshon Judkins. Like, there is no difference between taking Darren Waller at tight end 5 and taking AJ Barner at tight end 10. Kittle also, by the way, as like a legitimate scroll here, he is expected to remain out, but you never know. Juwan Johnson, probably not K-Dot. What about Taysom? I don't know. What is the 3-Eye Atlas? 3-Eye Atlas. Interstellar Comet 3-Eye Atlas seen a new photo from Mars. I'll have to do some reading about that after the stream. 1-3-1? Do you mean one? I almost never take 3 wide receivers, but it is certainly a better wide receiver slate this week than it has been because running back the cliff falls out. Like Kamara, you don't really want to take. Pollard, you don't want to take. Chase Brown, you don't want to take. Haskins, you don't want to take. Maybe Trevion Henderson. Maybe Jalen Warren actually feels okay. Michael Carter feels whatever. But T. Higgins, Olave, Myers, like these guys are all better, honestly. All right, Kittle not going this week. QJ week isn't every week QJ week basically. Feels like honestly every week is QJ week. I actually am gonna take. Well, let's take Jake Ferguson. I probably won't have very much Jake Ferguson, so it feels like a fine spot to do it. Mr. Tongas gets one more week. What is the deal with Jake Tongas? Where did he come from? Where did Jake Tongas go to college? Jake Tongas, College Football Reference. Jake Tongas went to the University of California. He had 47 receptions, so this is a good bit. Did he have a better game last week than any game in college? So he had 3 for 88 and 1 against Ole Miss. That's his best game ever. Jake Tongas, PFR. Okay. All right. Well, I struck out there. So I'm going to take Jordan Love and then really make you guys mad with the scroll I'm about to make. Jake Tongas, Pro Football Reference, game logs. He's been in the NFL. He's been in the NFL since 2022. Jake Ferguson had more receptions in one game against San Francisco than all but one game of his college career. That's the next YouTube short. Where did Tongas even come from? Well, apparently he came from the University of California. 9 for 55 and 1 was his best game in college. 7 for 41 and 1 against the Rams in overtime. 3 for 58 and 1. This dude just keeps scoring touchdowns. It was always Tongas, brother. It's true. 9 for 45 and 1 is a better PPR game. It's true. You're not going to take my scroll because my scroll is even deeper than your scroll. My scroll is even deeper than yours, brother. You think that you are going to scroll me, but you're not going to out scroll me. I'm a regular roto run with the scrolls. They call me roto run _2. The Packers, by the way, I mean, all these guys should be drafted. Dubs, Golden, Dontavian. Man, look at this shit. Matthew Golden. Are you guys sick enough to click? Wix is not unstacked, but I was about to. Time to take Matthew Golden for the 8th time. The usual, it's Wednesday. No Jennings or Pearsall. That is noteworthy. That is noteworthy because Kendrick Bourne would be a pretty interesting click. Yeah, dude. Imagine doubting Tongas, brother. They did. They changed Boostober to only 1 slip per day. All right. Jordan Love, Ashton Genty, Quinshon Judkins, Puka Nacua, Matthew Golden, Jake Ferguson. Boys, that's going to do it for me today. If you could do me a favor, honestly, the only thing I want you to do is just go over the click the Travis Hunter video. Give it a watch. It's 11 minutes. It's gonna be very quick. It's not gonna bother anyone. And just give me a little clickety click over on Were We Wrong About Travis Hunter. Thanks for hanging out, boys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel.